Hello and welcome Cancer, Scorpio and Pisces. Welcome to your weekly TarotScopes for the week of the 28th of August to the 3rd of September 2023. This week I have gone with very earthy, very grounded, very practical decks. This week I am working with the Tarot of the Witch's Garden, which is a fairly new deck that has been released recently, amazing deck, and I am pairing it with the Whispering Woods Oracle, as you can see, which is a cute little oracle, and these two work so well together. So let's get into your reading and see what the week ahead has in store for you. So moving the tarot just out of the way briefly, and let's start with the oracle, giving it a shuffle. And as I shuffle this oracle, I am asking for guidance around what is the theme for the week ahead for Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces for the week of the 28th of August to the 3rd of September 2023. Oh gosh, my shuffling always goes so bad. Right, let's start again. Not start again, just gonna give it another shuffle. Right. Okay, I'm happy with that. Put the deck together and let's cut the deck there and take one card off the top. So Whispering Woods Oracle, and I'm going to leave it there. I'm not going to turn it over just yet. And let's now shuffle the tarot deck. So again, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, what does the week ahead look like? What do you need to be aware of? What do you need to be mindful of? What will you be going through? What will you be working through? What is important and significant for the week ahead? Look at me doing such bad shuffling today. It's like I almost don't know what I'm doing. Right, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, week ahead, 28th August to the 3rd of September. Right, I'm happy with that shuffle. Card number one that we have is the Seven of Swords. Card number two that we have is the Four of Wands. Lovely. Card number three that we have, Three of Cups, one of my favorites. And card number four is the Seven of Cups. Oh, this is very interesting. Right, let's line them up. I have to say to you that the Three of Cups is making a second appearance this week. It came out in the fire sign reading as well. And this particular card is the reason why I bought this deck. So Three of Cups is one of my favorite. I have two favorite cards in the tarot deck. This is absolutely one of them without a doubt. But if I just show you the artwork very quickly. So we have the traditional three people having a great time together, celebrating love, togetherness, celebrating joy. They have an abundance all around them. But what really sold me were these cute little partying frogs. They are living their best life. I just thought it was the cutest. Right, let's have a look. Water signs. What is the theme for your week ahead? What will you be navigating and dealing with this week? We have retreat, and it says, spoil yourself in the morning mist, breathe in nature's sweet scents. So it's telling you to slow down. It's telling you to be mindful. It's telling you to take smaller steps. And it's telling you to do, I want to say do less. Now, I know immediately I can hear all of you going, oh, but I need to be busy and I've got so much on the go and so much planned and so much da-da-da pressure and you know, it's month end, and I can hear all those words. You can still be productive even when you retreat. And that, I think, is looking at here, I think is absolutely the thing that's going to be important. You know, it is month end. It is clearly month end. And whether you are somebody who works on a month end schedule or not, we are all affected by month end, because at the beginning of a month, we now have all our expenses that we have to pay and all our things that we have to do and all the stuff, all the responsibilities. So even if you do not have financial restrictions or limitations or challenges, there's still that kind of must do this by this time. And you know what, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, we live our lives by date to date and, you know, duty to duty, responsibility, don't we? So we're not saying avoid, because that's not what this card is saying. It's saying retreat. It's saying spoil yourself in the morning mist, breathe in nature's sweet scents. We are also going through a season change. We are going from us here in the Southern Hemisphere, we are going from our winter into our spring. So what does that mean? That means that the mornings are getting a little bit lighter. It also means that the temperatures are warming up ever so slightly. So give yourself opportunity almost every day if you can. Like absolutely a couple of times a day would be fabulous. But even if it is just once a day, and in the morning mist in particular, before the rush of the day starts, to go and walk around in the outside, or to go and sit outside and drink your morning cup of whatever, and just be still for a minute, just retreat for a minute, just allow yourself to breathe in nature's sweet scent, and then you can go and get busy, because I can see we're busy, right? It is month end, there's a lot going on, there is a lot of responsibility, but if you do not retreat a little bit every now and again, if you do not give yourself 5 minutes, it's going to become all too overwhelming, and yeah, you're not going to succeed. Let's look at the tarot. First card we have is the Seven of Swords. So again, if you've been following me for any amount of time, you will know that I don't conform to the traditional basic interpretation of the Seven of Swords. Seven of Swords to me is the card of you need a plan, because if you don't plan, you're going to fail. Like I'm going to put it straight like that for you today. So we need a little bit of strategy. We need a little bit of planning as to what it is that we need to do, what is important, what is relevant, what is significant, but included in all of that, and I want to stick it in the front, make it first priority, is making 5 minutes for yourself. Okay? Because if you don't plan it, if you don't plan for a little bit of time out for yourself, if you don't strategize and plan, you are not going to succeed. And you're going to go through this week and you're going to come out of the week having had a crazy busy week, but not having achieved anything. So take care of self, strategize, plan, make allowance for a little bit of you time, and then stick to it. Four of Wands, right? So Four of Wands is the card of commitment. It's the card of longevity. It's the card of celebrating something that we're going to do for a long time. So this is the card of saying, when you've decided, because you might not be a morning person, you might not actually have the time to sit and enjoy a cup of something in the morning. You might prefer to do it just before bed, as you come home, lunchtime, any time works. There is no right or wrong, okay? But once you've chosen, once you've made that decision, stick to it. Four of Wands is telling you that, yes, responsibilities, and I have to bring that in because that's what I get this feeling of for you this week, is responsibilities. So the Four of Wands is saying that, yes, you're making a commitment. You're knowing the things that you have to do this week. What are the things that are relevant and significant, important? Prioritizing. But let's bring a little bit of self-healing into it. Let's bring a little bit of self-time into it. Let's force the time, and then let's stick to it. Let's not say, oh, you know what, I'm so busy, I actually cannot afford that time now, so I'll do it later, or I'll do it tomorrow. No, don't allow yourself to get out of the commitment. Because let's go to my favorite card, the Three of Cups. Three of Cups is the card that is of joy. It's the card of celebration. It's the card of togetherness. It's the card of happiness. And again, if you've been following me for any amount of time, you will know what a joy advocate I am. Joy is the most important thing to me. I don't do anything in life if it doesn't bring me joy. I would not record these videos if it did not bring me joy. I do things because it makes me smile. I do things because it brings me happiness. Yes, I have to do my chores, and yes, I have to do other stuff, but I do it in such a way that brings happiness. Like, I can do the most awful chore that there is, but I can do it in a happy way. I can do it with joy in my heart, because I can either put the music on, I can dance through it, I can, bring my friends involved so that they help me to do it, whatever. We find, because we have to make commitments to do things that we need to do, but we can also make it about joy. And if you do that this week, water signs, if you bring a little bit of fun, if you bring a little bit of togetherness, if you bring a little bit of joy, and make a commitment to taking time for self, making time for self, you'll be amazed at how wonderful and how amazing and how easy the week ahead can be. This is the card that really just drives it home for me, for you. We have the Seven of Cups. And look what she's doing. She's taking a little bit of time out, okay? So she's sitting in front of her, what's it called, an apothecary. I don't know if I'm saying the words right. But basically, each one of these cups contain an ingredient. They contain an energy. They contain a thing, right? And each one has something different, and it brings a different energy to whatever it is that she's mixing here. So she's trying to create for herself a little bit of happiness. She's trying to create for herself a little bit of joy. But she knows the ingredients that make her happy. She knows she needs a little bit of this and a little bit of that, and maybe a lot of that, and just a tiny pinch of that. So she knows her recipe. And maybe she tweaks the recipe, but you know what? She does it taking her own self into consideration. She does not consider anybody else. She only considers the self. And water signs, that is what I am encouraging you to do this week. This week, I'm encouraging you to consider the self, to do things in a way that bring you joy, to make a commitment to yourself this week. Because if you don't schedule it, plan it, allow for it, force it, it's not going to work. You know your recipe. You know what brings you happiness. Do not judge your own happiness on somebody else's recipe. So, for example, if you see me doing my daily chores that I don't enjoy doing, but doing it in a way that is fun and is lighthearted, if you tried it, it might not work for you, because your recipe is different, and that's okay. But do you know what your recipe of happiness is? Do you know what your recipe of joy is? Do you know what brings you, what makes you want to do it again and again and again and again? Or are you just figuring it out as you go and failing? Let's have a look. Remind ourselves. Retreat. Spoil yourself in the morning mist. Breathe in nature's sweet scents. Take the time, Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces, take the time to do whatever it is that brings you happiness, or whatever it is that brings you joy. But take time for you. And I really do want to say, as much as we've got togetherness here and togetherness here, this retreat is on your own, by yourself, your time. Time for you and nobody else. I hope you find it this week. I hope you figure it out this week. I hope you realize the recipe of happiness for you this week, where it's not reliant on another person, where it's not dependent on another person. What can you do for yourself, by yourself, with yourself, that brings you happiness and joy this week? Water signs, have absolutely amazing week ahead. As always, with love and blessings from my heart to yours. And until we connect again, take care.